Former President Donald Trump, who makes frequent false claims that the 2020 presidential election was stolen through rampant fraud, warned Saturday that he would attempt to imprison anyone who engages in unscrupulous behavior during the 2024 race results. The threat was issued in a post on Truth Social, his social media website, and repeated his false claims that the 2020 election was stolen, accusing Democrats of rampant cheating and skullduggery. The 2024 election, where votes have just started being cast, will be under the closest professional scrutiny, and when I win, those people that CEATED will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, which will include long-term prison sentences so that this depravity of justice does not happen again, he wrote. He continued, "Please beware that this lethal exposure extends to lawyers, political operatives, donors, illegal voters, and corrupt election officials. Those involved in unscrupulous behavior will be sought out, caught, and prosecuted at levels, unfortunately, never seen before in our country." The threat was one of the most wide-ranging that he's made while running for president after his 2020 defeat, going beyond threatening old foes and issuing warnings to those involved with the current election. While he spent much of the 2016 campaign threatening to jail his opponent Hillary Clinton, he tends not to go after people on the periphery like donors and election workers. Election workers across the country have been subject to threats, most famously Ruby Freeman and her daughter Shay Moss, two election workers whose entire lives were uprooted when Trump and his allies targeted them after the 2020 election with false accusations of fraud. In the lead-up to the 2020 election, Trump began making baseless warnings of election interference that grew louder after he lost and culminated in a mob attacking the U.S. Capitol on January 6 in an attempt to block certification of Biden's election. He's begun making similar statements ahead of the 2024 election. He also emphasized the GOP's focus on election integrity this cycle during a speech Saturday in Wisconsin, suggesting that if Republicans stop Democrats from cheating, he does not need to continue campaigning. "We gotta stop the cheating. If we stop that cheating, if we don't let them cheat, I don't even have to campaign anymore," Trump said. "We're going to win by so much. In the meantime, too big to rig, too big to rig." Trump and his allies filed dozens of unsuccessful cases after the 2020 election in an attempt to overturn the results. Some Democrats say that Republicans' new legal fights in battleground states ahead of the November election raise concerns that Republicans are attempting to sow seeds doubts about the result if Donald Trump loses. A spokesperson for the Trump campaign could not immediately be reached on Saturday night to provide additional context regarding Trump's plan.